Hi everyone, I have decided to make a mini series of 3 videos colouring these 3 moths from the beginning of Magical Worlds by Johanna Basford. This is, sorry not to confuse you, Magical Worlds, I've got Lost Ocean underneath to lean on because it's the copyright page, it's right at the beginning and there's not much to lean on, so I've put my copy of Lost Ocean underneath so I can lean on it. We're just going to do one in each video. We'll do the stars at some point as well. So let's come in and have a closer look at this one. Now I know that these are representative of the girl gang, that's Johanna Basford and her 2 daughters, and you may feel that because of that you want to do them really bright and jolly and light colours, fancy colours. But I've decided that I want to do these in more muted colours. I'd like to use some browns, some grey browns and some olive greens, just because I really like those colours. And these are moths. Now I often associate moths as being brown. Of course I just did some research and they're not all brown, but some are. So that's what I'm going to do here. But you know, have a look, see what you think. It might not be to your taste. Oh, I'm cold, I'm just putting my sleeves down. But I'm going to start with the central body part and just move from there. Now, I'm using my Caran d'Ache Pablo pencils. Now, I picked those because they've got a really lovely range of browny greys, of browns, reddish browns and olive greens, so it's just the perfect palette for what I'm wanting to achieve here. So I'm going to start with the beige, which is rather more of a sort of greyish colour for the body here. I'm actually going to do it striped because why not, that's how it's drawn. So I'm going to make it a bit dark on the edge, lighter towards the centre, like that, just to try and emphasise that shape. Now I do have some comparison charts in my Ko-fi, so if you don't have this set of pencils, then you can absolutely go and I think I'm going to go for the light beige for the other stripe. You can go and download those and have a look. You can, it does ask you to put in an amount of money that you want to pay. This is light beige, but I have set it up so that it can be anything from 0. So you're very welcome to just put 0 and download it for free. I have been told by people I should start charging for these or asking people to be a member to get them for free. It's a really difficult thing for me. I want everyone to have the opportunity to join in, to have them if they haven't got a lot of money. So that's my thought on it. And I know some of you will say, well, people just can afford a little bit. Well, maybe they can, maybe they can't. And I just don't want anyone to get left out. And this is black. At the moment, I'm fortunate I can't get that to show up in camera. I'm fortunate enough to be in the situation where I'm okay with what's coming in and feeling very grateful, to be honest. I'm going to use this black to put in a tiny bit of shading. I'm thinking actually probably just on the edges, but on every edge like that, really gently. Yes, unfortunately, husband is still able to work despite his health issues, and so that is good. He's working part-time now anyway, so that helps a little bit with his stress levels and things like that. I'm just choosing my next colour while I'm blabbing on. I think we're going to go for these more muted grey browns to start with, so I'm going to use this brownish beige. I just cannot get that. It hits the light, it blinds you. If it isn't in the light, you can't read it. I'm sorry. So brownish beige, and I'm going to start here. Yeah, so he is recovering, which is good, and he's been going to work all the time anyway. Because although he was sore, he was able to take some painkillers. This was for his DVT, and I am trying really hard to help him to change his lifestyle up a bit, with drinking more and exercising more, but it's really difficult. On Friday he managed to have 8 drinks in the day, which was fabulous, although he does drink very small ones, very small cups, what I would say was half a cup really, but it was such a big step compared to usual when he might have 4, so I was really pleased. But actually that was Thursday. Friday he didn't manage as many. However, what he did manage was he had to take my son to uni. This is the Cocoa, because the trains were cancelled and my son could have got a bus, but he would have been late. The husband offered to take him as it was his day off work. When he got back from taking him, he said to me, I want to go out for a walk. I've been sitting in the car and I feel like I need to stretch. I was like, fantastic. We didn't have a really long walk, but we had a walk and that was great. I was really pleased. And today we've had a very small walk, even smaller, like from a car park into town, which is about 5 minutes, around a bit the farmer's market and then around the supermarket. But he has been doing some cleaning and stuff, so he's been up and about, which, although it's not the same as a sort of brisk walk, it's better than just sitting, so that's good. I think I'm going to use some of these same colours down here. I think it sort of makes sense, so I'm going to keep hold of this Cocoa and do this piece here and this piece here. So it's difficult. What he has been doing today is actually having a sort out of some of his stuff, which is really good as well. It's tricky, isn't it? I can't keep nagging him to do this. You know, this morning we got back from going out and I noticed he hadn't drunk. He drank 1 small cup of tea. This is brownish beige again. I'm going to do it for this longer piece here. Again, so I didn't say, I'm making them a little bit darker near the body and lighter to the tip. So yes, so he had 1 small cup of tea. He'd made himself a coffee, a milky coffee, half a cup, and he'd forgotten to drink it. When he came back, I made him a cup of tea and noticed the coffee and kept telling him to drink his tea that I'd made him, thinking if I'd made it, he might be more likely to drink it. And he didn't manage to warm up the tea or coffee. This is the bistre, until it was lunchtime. I'm ignoring this line here at the moment because I want to do it much darker. I'm going to use this bistre for this sort of background piece, so inside there as well, all of this end here, all of this end here, and this bit and this bit, so it's going to make up quite a big part of our butterfly. Now I actually really like these browns. I think personally they're quite pretty, but if you aren't keen, then obviously change them up, do your own thing. You might prefer to do some really bright cheery colours, pinks and purple. I often do butterflies in purple or turquoise or orange. I don't know why, it's just my sort of thing that I do. I'm going to just layer that up a little bit more, but you know, you don't have to follow my colours, but I'm just fancied doing something a little bit different. And I have done brown ones before, butterflies or moths. I think these are moths, but anyway, it doesn't matter. And I was pleased, so I just thought I'd have another go. So yeah, we had lunch, and I don't even know if he's had those drinks yet, but anyway. My great grand plan was to keep feeding him so many that he would get really thirsty all the time, because get used to having them, and then it would just help him start drinking. But it hasn't worked like that so far. But it's early days. There we go, there's that one. But was quite miserable this morning out. I mean, I don't let the weather influence my mood, but it was raining and it wasn't freezing, but it was warm. The rain was cold, you know, so I wanted to pull my scarf around my neck so I couldn't feel the rain on there. So it was quite chilly-ish, but rainy. But it was reasonably busy still. I think a lot of people had just driven into town, you know. And perhaps people are starting to spend money again. You know, it gets quite quiet in town centres, I think, after Christmas. People don't have much money. They can't afford to treat themselves to things or whatever. But it's starting to busy up, I think. I do feel sorry for people who have their birthdays all around Christmas. They must get less money spent on them. I have a friend whose birthday was just a few days before Christmas. This is sepia. And she used to really hate it when people would... I think I'm going to do these dark areas now with this one, where people would give her a joint birthday or Christmas card, or they would send a family Christmas card and pop, "Oh, and happy birthday," at the bottom for her. I used to find that very irritating. I can see why in a way, because you know, if your siblings' birthday isn't near Christmas, they get their own cards and you just get a joint one with a Christmas card. A bit irritating, isn't it? And you know, but maybe now I don't keep in touch with her, but maybe now she's my age, maybe she's not doesn't get quite feel the same way. I don't know. To be honest, I just appreciate getting a birthday wish, whether it's a card, in a message, whatever it might be. But anyway, I think when you're children it's all a bit different, isn't it? Now that is fairly dark. Doesn't look quite how I wanted to look, but we'll get there in a minute. To add a few more details, I'm blocking these bits in because I want them to stand out, but they're not quite standing out enough. There we go. Now I am going to get the black again. Oh, sorry, I'm trying to make it visible. It's really tricky. What I'm going to do is I want to put some black around the edges of these to help them stand out. Now I am going to put it on top of these darker areas, not around it. Okay, I don't know how much of an impact it's going to have. I'm hoping that it might help it stand out a tad. Maybe even look a little bit three-dimensional. Taking concentration, stop even being able to talk. Oh, I'm very excited today. It's final of the Moths singer tonight. I know I've been blabbing on about it for ages, but it's fun, I like it. I think I know who they all are, but when I check the clues, there's one I know who it is. I just know. I recognise the voice, the gait, the dancing, the every clue ties up. You know, it's just obviously. But the other two, I'm not sure. I've looked up the clues and I'm not really sure if you can explain all of them, you know. So it's a little bit tricky. Okay, I'll just put this one away, the black. What I've noticed, I haven't gone fully to the edge here and here very well, but I can't remember what colour I was using. I'm guessing was it cocoa? I think it was. going to grab that cocoa, just colour it right to the edge here. That, yeah, was cocoa. But I know that it's quite a fun show that has that most countries have variants of, which is nice. So it's nice. I don't know whether it's as silly in all countries. It's quite silly in ours. The host is silly, and but I think that's all good. Now we have this these leaves. I know I've still got this bit to do as well. What I'm trying to decide is if I do these leaves in a green, then shall I put a little grid of green down on the base of here? That's what I'm thinking I'm definitely going to do. So my first green is going to be the olive black. Okay, so it's quite a dark olive, and I think it'll work with these shades. Here I'm just going to put a darker colour at the base, so more layers here, and then fade it towards the tip in my usual way, and the same here, like that. And then I'm also going to use it here. I don't know why I've decided that this is the place to put it, but I have. Now I think we'll do a different olive shade. We have the olive brown is a bit too warm, I think, to go with these shades. I think the olive grey is good. Just trying to find it. That's the olive. That's the olive brown. Oh, that's the olive green. Nope, it must be here somewhere. Olive brown. Olive, there it is. It's so hard to see. The light shines off these gold print olive grey. So I'm going to put that in here. My washing machine's beeping. The floor has just been washed. Typical, isn't it? Like that. And I'm also going to use this one here too. Oh, husband's gone down to attend to the machine. It's good. Yeah, so I don't know if we're going to be surprised in the Masked Singer. The public seem to know who they all are if you look on the forums and things, but the public might be wrong. We'll find out. Right, I'm going to use some white pen. I've got the white Posca here. So this is, I use the PC1MR Posca. For me, that nib size works for me. So I'm going to put some dots on. And make it symmetrical. Not all butterflies and moths are symmetrical though. If you look on social media and look at their colours, they are often not. They're almost, but the spots and things aren't always symmetrical. I think that's probably enough. I could go mad and do lots more, but you know, I won't. But what I am going to do is these 4 stars up here. Now we do have a gold pencil in the set, which is actually quite nice. So I'm going to try it. So this is a metallic gold. I can't get it to show up for you. Metallic gold. So So I'm just going to fill them in with this. Now I do find with metallic pencils you need to make sure that you get a fairly generous amount down on the paper, because it makes it more shiny. So I'm trying to sort of layer it up a little bit so that it really shines. Now I'm in two minds to do the other butterfly opposite this one in the same colours, and then do the middle one differently. I think that might match quite well. I haven't stayed in the lines with my stars very well though. I'm going to sharpen my pencil, have another go. There we go. Just trying to get all the way to the edges. I think that was the problem, I hadn't gone all the way to the edges. Gone outside the edges, some of them, of course, as I always do. There we go. So that was the metallic gold for that one. So what I think I'm actually going to do is to move across and do the other one in my next video, and then do the centre one last, just so that I can match the two up and sort of remember vaguely what I did with this one, and then do the other one in more green shades, I think. So here's this one for you to see. So that is the first one. I think that's the slightly larger of the two little ones, so I think this is probably Evie's butterfly moth, and then we'll do the other one, which I assume is Mia, and then we'll do the one in the middle, which I think is Johanna, last. So thank you for watching today. Please do like, subscribe and comment, and hopefully you'll pop back tomorrow to have a look at the next video. But for now, have a super day and happy colouring.